Funketeers. Tim Fielder coming in with the December 16th, Tuesday, December 16th edition. How you guys doing? Live drawing with Tim Fielder. I have tried to do a little bit more work with my system, so hopefully it won't bog down. It might not. But there's this thing called clearing the cache, which I haven't done in months. So maybe that will make a difference. I don't know. We will see. We're live on TikTok, which I love that TikTok has now released a kind of new version of everything here. Let's make sure that we're good here. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's see here. I got to make sure we are pulling the right stuff here. Not sure. Go here, but yeah, I think we're good right there. Yep, we're good. We're good. And so we're live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. We're live on Substack. We're live on Kick. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. We're live on LinkedIn. And on the one, of course, the Problem Child, which hopefully will clear up in the next 3 days, 2 days. By Friday, in theory, I should be ready to rock and roll back on Instagram. So let's get to it. Let's get to some drawing now. We're going to draw here. We're going to go here. We're still doing work. While I'm talking here, I'll just, I've been held up. I didn't really post anything. I only posted one episode of Hi John last week. And I was going to post yesterday, but I didn't. But I've done a lot of work here. You guys saw a little bit of that yesterday as I've been putting more things together. Feeling very, very positive about Hi John. I found stuff that I thought I had lost a long, long time ago. But I think we are ready to rocketh and rolleth. And that is all there needs to be. Let's go here. Let's move this up here. All right. Let's go to our desktop here. Want to go to our desktop. Okay, there we go. And we're back to that music there, which we'll drone along. We're going to mute this here, and we're going to go back to our Banga. Reveal a layer in the scene there. We'll just have that playing just a little bit there. Hopefully it won't be over. Hopefully it won't be over my. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so we're on our desktop again, and let's go here to our desktop. Oh, what's going on there? Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. Got mixed up there a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to minimize, because what I have is I have a monitor here. I have a monitor here that I'm drawing on. I have a monitor there. And what I'm doing is duplicating this monitor, but what I think I need to do is get it really set back up so where I can have 3 monitors, because there's so much chatting and stuff going on that it's a little bit confusing to me. But it's okay. We'll get it there. All right. Now let's go to, sorry about the desktop again. Well, not really. But we'll go here. Clip Studio Paint, we're starting up. And we're going to try to go to, let me just show you guys this. This is a Facebook comic book ad app. One of my good friends, dearest friends, is a gentleman by the name of Mark. And I talked with, he used to work for this gaming company, and I talked with the marketing person there. So one of the things I had done back in the day was I was talking about doing a comic book on social media years ago. But what I did want to do was just put up regular still images, which was great. But I had thought about the idea of doing a comic strip specifically published through the ad. Through the ad space, right? So you would pay and it would be disseminated out to folks. And that might still be something that I would do. So it said the app would use the image carousel within the ad setup. Comic Creator would set in one panel per slide, right? Except for text and image standards necessary, a panning feature would also be useful. 3, each episode of a strip would end with an actual monetized ad. So you would see a clip of that and it could take you to something you could buy, whatever. As progressive episodes are produced, a viewer would click on the ad to advance to the next episode. So effectively what you would be doing is, once you got a number of free episodes, you would then click the ad, which you would pay to see more episodes. Basically, an earlier variant I was talking about, which would be vertical entertainment, but I would use it through the ad space feature of Facebook. So you would have comic 1 panel, comic 2, comic 3, then you would see a Facebook ad, right? And then comic 2, panel 1, comic 2, panel 2, and it would go on, and basically the ad would be paid for by looking at ads, similar to what they do with streaming games. So that's something that I've been playing with, something I've been thinking about doing, but we're going to see if we can pull it together. I ain't going to worry about it for right now. So we're going to do a little work on Black Prince today. More layout here with the story. We're going to go with a little bit more High John. Let's see if that open up. That's going to be pretty big there. Okay. Yep, there we go. And then, of course, I had this one here, which was interesting. Now, one of the things I want to see here, right now, it appears that, for the moment, don't want to jinx it, things appear to be loose. And, of course, you know, one of the things I've really been working hard on, of course, is my layouts and my breakdowns here. This right here, just another page that will be add these kind of birdmen, right? But I wanted to decide and determine how they looked, which right now I wasn't entirely sure. And so this is what I had gotten there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this down just a little bit here. All right, so we'll go here. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. Not bad. So we go here with a kind of these creatures here would be a sort of 2 finger joints. And of course, they would have a thumb. There we go. And of course, from there, so these creatures here are somewhat based on crows. I love the way crows and ravens are quite fascinating to me. So I'm just drawing here a little bit just to warm up and stuff before I get to the other stuff that I have to do. So we just erase here. Now, I don't want to jinx this at all, but I would have to say clearing the cache, running systems maintenance on this may have done the trick for me, but you know, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves just yet. So, you know, for right now, it seems to be doing okay. So, yes, folks, I went for months without emptying my cache. So that may be the issue here. Yep. Okay. That kind of works. Oh, yeah. Yep. And I kind of like these, right? These creatures here are not as brutalist as the others. They're more feminine, more sensual, which I think could be interesting. So what I'm doing here is I'm literally kind of having their legs together like a model, which I think could work. All right, so we're good there. I'm going to now duplicate this layer here. And I think what I'm going to do here, because this is just a sketch here. I just wanted to warm up with a sketch. We're going to go Command U, and now we're going to take that there. Whoops. There we go. All right, now here's where it's going to get kind of interesting. So now what we're going to do, I think what I'm going to do is just going to be working with gray tone here. But what we're going to do is we're going to, let's take it to a little red this time. Let's take it a little red here. And then the bottom there would be a little darker here, I guess. Let's see here. Whoops, wrong thing. Wrong one, hang on. There we go. Right there, that's what we want. Multiply. Okay, good. Now, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this here for the moment. And now what I'll do is I'll just go in with gray. Right, I'm going to go in with a thicker brush. And I could go in with a textured brush. Let's go to the running pull spray. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Look at this. So I kind of like that kind of dotted texture there. And that dotted texture would be interesting. So all I'm doing now is just using the brush to add a specific type of texture. Hi, Superhuman. How you doing? Good to see you. Gonna say hi. Superhuman Nightjack. That's a dope name, Superhuman Nightjack. I'm just drawing here a little character work from HiJon. I do need to upload the next episode here, but for right now we're just working with a little tone. So again, I use all kinds of technology in my work here. I use straight illustration in Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint. I'll use 3D wherever. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Good to see you. And I'll do that. And right now, I think just for this warm up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it before. I mean, I will use AI where necessary to expedite my work. But in this particular case here, I'm just going to use just straight analog. I do everything. As a matter of fact, very soon I will probably show you guys how I'm going to, as I'm working with the Comet, I'm going to start using more 3D objects. Since the Comet takes place in New York City, I actually had someone build New York City for me in an Unreal Engine. But you know, I gotta say, Unreal, which is a great piece of software, obviously, it's responsible for all of our most important games going now. What's happened is, as time has gone on, I think there are some of the apps that have allowed you to be able to generate 3D models from your drawings and rendering. And that has been an interesting thing to see. Okay, so we have our underlaying texture here. But what I want to do, since I'm going to say here the light is coming from the top, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little bit darker. Right? See what's happening there? Make that a little bit darker there. I want these characters here to have dark skin and dark feathers. But we need to just do it like that. See? And these are feathers here. Get a little bit light there and shadow there. I'm not going to worry about I'll just do a little bit there. There we go. Because we want him to come off like sort of Harry. Right? There we go. See? And get that muscular happening. Because the thing about the creatures in HiJon, which will be revealed visually in the coming week, they are bipedal. Let's see here. Please listen to my friend Sirius. Me and Tim have planned for many years, and he knows. Oh my God. Alrighty. Got this here. Let's see here. All right, now we got feathers here happening. All right, so I feel good about that. Now, watch what I do here. So I've got my underlaying texture here, which is kind of rough, and that's all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with another layer. But this one right here, I'm gonna try that to be a little bit darker. But now I'm just gonna go with a straight watercolor texture here. I tend to use dense watercolor. And we're going to do this here. There we go. There we go. Right, so now we can take this and we can get these kind of brush textures or feather textures happening. There we go. And here we'll make it a little bit darker here. As you can see on this part here. That. All right. Here, yep. Just a little bit of hair right off in here, this section here. Boom. There we go. Yep. Now, one of the things I want to do over the next few minutes here is I'm going to start working a little bit on black prints. I want to get a few more pencils done. I have a production meeting tomorrow, and that'll be cool to be able to get that done. Now, let's move here to this part here. Just going to go here and see how that... So crow's head is kind of like, there are parts of it that have more hair than usual. Normal. So we're going here, go here, and we're going to darken that eye up there just a little bit. See? There we go. Get kind of that, and right there. See, now I can go in with a thin line. See that thin line? There we go. Alrighty. Okay, there we go. All right, go here. Just a little bit like that. And I can take a little brush work here. All right, now, they have a little hair here, so we'll just go here with this creature. There we go. All right, not bad, not bad. I did not. I hope that I was asked by Superhuman Ninjak has asked me if I got a chance to see the Jack Kirby thing. I have not. I should have gone to see it. I don't know if is it. I hope it's still open, but I have not. And you know, and I leave for town very soon, so if I go, I will go check it out before I leave town, because I leave for New Orleans for Christmas. And I will announce that this Christmas will... Hello, Andre Moore. How you doing? Let me say hi to you there. Hey, what's up? Andre Moore 85. I don't know if that means that was the year you were born. 85 was a good year. So you go here. Bam. All right, so we got that there, right? So that's not terrible. So here. All right, now, so we got this. And now all I'm doing is just dropping in very thin lines of texture, of hair, strands of hair. There we go. And this is just a sketch here, because as I'm working, I'm designing as I work. Designing as I work. It's something that I've had to do. To be frank, I started on High John back in, God, hi, how you doing, Andre Moore? 851. Bob Ware, how you doing? Good to see you. All right, now. So this is not terrible, but let's now go on here. Let's take these guys here. There we go. There we go. All right. So I can live with that. I can live with that. Now, we want musculature to show in the neck area. So watch this. We're just going to take a thicker brush here. See this? So I can now add tendons and things, right? Even kind of a weird kind of Adam's apple structure off here, because this is a male here that I'm drawing. Females would be similar, but would have a... Oh, no worries, no worries. Take care. Yes, yes. Keep going, keep going. We'll talk. Hello, Dwayne Stansfield. How you doing? All right. So I think we're good there. Now, let's take this. We want this here, the little sinewy. I guess that's the word. Put a nipple here. Put another nipple here. All right. Now, just take a little hair there. All right. Now, I'm going to take a broader brush. And I'm just going to go right underneath there. There we go. Yep. There we go. Okay, good. Now, thicker brushes for more shadow work. There we go. Just a little bit there. Yep. All righty. I like that. Okay, we got this. Okay, now we're going to go here and put a rib cage off in there. And we will take that just like that. All right, a little shadow here, a little shadow here. All righty. So a bit of an announcement to make. We'll get more details as we go on. I have been invited to present and to panel at the American Library Association next summer. So there's a lot of exciting things coming for the year. I intend to have at least one book done for that will be published, but the goal is to get 2. Those books would be by this time in June. I would hope that we are ready to rock with Graphic History Hip Hop Volume 2. Not the floppy, which will be done before then, but I want to have the full-on graphic novel done. I owe those folks so much work, but that's okay. We're all doing what we best we can. So we're going to do that, and then we will have, if enough pages are done on Hi-Jon, because Hi-Jon will be episodic, and I don't want to do 200-page graphic novels. It's going to be very short episodes, and so for me, it's about trying to just get enough done so I can maybe go to press before. So we will see what happens. All right, here's a little thing here covering the groin area there, because you know it's got to be, can't totally show straight up nudity in this. Thing got there, boom, bam, there we go. All right, there we go. Let's take this arm here. There we go. All right, I'm liking that. So these creatures here are birds, obviously, but they are humanoid. And it's one of the things, and that's an old motif that you see in a lot of projects. But for this one here, for Hi-Jon, it'll be no different, because I'm very much trying to pull for the old school kind of Robert E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft vibe, but Robert E. Howard and you know, a little bit of Edgar Rice Burroughs, but I want it to be slightly different and Afrofuturist. That is the objective with this. All right, boom, there we go. All right, I will go through this here with, all right, let's take this here, there, there, there. There we go. Boom. All right. All right. Boom. Okay, there we go. All right. I like that. That is interesting. All right, now I have this here. I'm gonna just pop a little shadow on this part here, darken that up on the bottom, and I think we have something that we can work with. Yes. All right, not terrible. Okay, so we're good here. Now we're gonna go in with our highlights, and then we'll start getting some other stuff here. I think let's go with a little gray like that, because we do want a little mid-tone that will allow us to go a little bit farther. There we go. There we go. All right, let's take this here. There we go. Little muscle, little tendons here happening. Okay. Now, drawing this fast really takes me back to my concept design days when I was doing stuff for films and video games. I would have to sketch very fast. I didn't have a lot of time to spend on this stuff here. Keep going here. All right, let's just check and see where we are. TikTok, we're rocking on TikTok. We are rocking. Let's move this over here. There we go. Move that over there so we can see what the heck we're doing. All right, we're good with Mel Studio. Okay, feel good about that. I feel good about that. Let's move this over here. There we go. We got that right there. And then, of course, we have this guy here. Let's take a look on YouTube. YouTube, we're doing good. Doing good, YouTube. How you doing, guys? LinkedIn is still going rock and roll. Let me refresh that there. Facebook is rocking. Now, another thing I'm going to do here, just to also make an announcement, that beyond just doing the things I'm going to be part of a hip-hop exhibit that takes place, starts at the end of next month into February. This is a big hip-hop exhibition, and you know, it's a group exhibition, and I'll be involved in that. So a lot of work that I had done for the Graphic History Hip Hop will be available for that. So looking very much forward to seeing that. Here we go. Right here, just a little bit side there. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yep. I'm liking that. Okay. Not terrible. Little veins in there. There we go. All right, not terrible. Let's take the knees here. That part there. Okay, good. All righty. I'm liking the way that looks there. Now we want to go in with a lot of heavy highlights, but this time we're going to take this. On the other one, I just left it normal, but here what we're going to do is we're going to use a little white, and that one will have a much stronger touch. In fact, I'm going to turn that on now. That'll be a glow, add glow. See? So now when I put that in there, see how that kind of, whoops. Okay, there we go. Let's go here. Add a little color texture there, a little light there. Okay. And I'm just gonna go here, just a little highlights. See what I'm saying? What it does, it makes stuff pop out a little bit there. All right. Good there. All right, I'm liking the way this is looking here. Now we just need to add in, whoops. Oh, I created a folder by mistake. There we go. All right, we're gonna backlight this because backlights are always cool. Backlighting is always cool. Always cool. There we go. All right, there we go. Not terrible. Now let's go here. All right. There we go. All right, so we're good there. So now what we're going to do is turn this layer here on. But here we're going to go to an overlay. Nah, let's go with a multiply, I think. One we want. But let's see here. How are we going to do this? Let's take it down a layer there. Yeah, that's good. Let's take it down another layer. All right, that's good. And we can take it down another layer too. That is interesting there. Let's go to normal, multiply. Yep, there we go. Go here, we'll go multiply on that one too. Okay, that's interesting. I think it's a little bit too harsh. There we go. We'll do that. All right, there. Now I like that. That's pretty good creature there. But, all right, that's pretty good there. Now, we're going to do, yep, we're going to do that. I kind of like that creature. I think that is something that has personality. He has personality. His face adds character. Look at that. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think that'd be a very formidable character for Hydron. Whoops. And I mistakenly put it in a 3D layer. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go here. All right, I'm going to go airbrush. There we go. All right, not terrible. But we will go here and add a little bit more abrasive white. A little bit more abrasive white, I think, is what we're looking for here. All right, I don't know if that works, but let's go Command T, flip, vertical. Oh, that's interesting. And let's take a right there a little bit more. All right, let's take. I mean, I think that's interesting. Let's take a little bit darker here. All right. All right, so we're going to say for these bird creatures, that's kind of cool there. And I'll get more into that as time goes on. But for right now, I think we're good. All right, let's just check out a little social media here, see what's happening. YouTube is good. Okay, we got one view happening there. That's good. Hello, LinkedIners. How you guys doing? Facebook. I saw Paul shared my stuff on Black Comic Lords Facebook group. They have 97,000, some insane number of followers, which is great. I think the only thing I've seen comparable to that in terms of size is Jarvis Sheffield's group, the Afrofuturism Central, which had like over 100,000, just ridiculous numbers. And of course, with a lot of that stuff, I need to start sharing. I have to say though, I'm still trying to figure out if it's appropriate to share to that. That's the other thing that I'm a little bit concerned about. I don't want to overstep my bounds with those guys because those guys have built a pretty impressive setup. Nothing's perfect. Nothing ever is. Lord knows. My name is Mr. Imperfect. But it's something that I think might. I think it's something that might go somewhere with what they're doing. I'm very impressed with what they're doing. And they said I could post there, and we're going to see if I can post. I don't know if the live streams might be a bit too much, but certainly the episodes here, because not everybody's going to sit up and watch a 1, 2, 3 hour stream. They're just not. They're not going to do it. But that said, they just might sit up and watch a 10 to 15 minute abbreviation of it with just the best work. So the idea is that I would take this. So in here, by the way, so just so you guys can see, this is Clip Studio Paint. Clip Studio Paint is fantastic. Look at this. Oh my God, did I draw on the wrong layer? I didn't. Wow, look at that. So this is stuff from HiJun, and as you can see here, what I had done here was kind of drawn this creature, which is pretty cool. So this is actually shots from one of the episodes of HiJun. Actually, it's probably more like 2 episodes over a 2-day period. But so yeah, I like showing how that drawing is such a cool feature. I wish Photoshop had it. Do y'all have that, Adobe? I don't know if anyone's listening to me. Do y'all have the ability to do time lapse stuff? If you did, and I've said this before, but I'll say it just in case anyone from that group is looking. Let me say hello to everybody there. I'm just saying that if you take a look at the idea of time-lapse drawings, you will have a deluge of content created every day. But anyway, that's just me talking, because I'm always constantly talking. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All right, so we got that there. That's pretty good there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go to our Prince breakdowns here, because we got to do it. Got to do it, man. Got to do it, dude. Got to do it. All right, now we're going to turn these off here. We need to turn on our story. All right, we got our breakdowns done. We need to open up our story so I can finish placing these guys in there. I told these guys I was going to do it. And if I can do that, then what it'll do is allow me to get to what I need to get to much faster. However, let me just do a quick search here before I can do it. This is something I'm very curious in seeing. And by the way, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I would say that cache cleared up. I have not had any slowdowns today, and it's made streaming much more pleasurable when you get real-time feedback. Donkey Punch 1975, user 6110468812152. Jesus Christ, what's happening there? Somebody's got the long numbers. Augie 8888888. What's happening? Good to see you. And bring that TikTok down. And TikTok is interesting for me because TikTok gives me the same kind of feedback as what would I call it? It gives me the same feedback as Instagram. So Instagram is awesome for that, particularly for the lives, because people can see you drawing. And like I say, I draw. Sometimes I draw more painterly. Sometimes I draw loose. Sometimes I use 3D. Sometimes I've been lately integrating AI. It's a very, very useful feature. And it's pretty good. All right. Anyway, so we got this here. Kick is going well. Hello, kickers. Kick. I say hello, everybody. Okay, we got that. Then we're gonna go here to Twitch. We're gonna go, hey. Got it, hey. All right, so don't mess with Substack. Leave Substack alone. YouTube is a rocket and a rolling. Both YouTubes are rocking and rolling. LinkedIn is rocking. Gonna refresh that again. All right. Okay, let's see here. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to thanks everyone for popping in. I'll be at it for another hour. I want to try to go to 8 o'clock. Okay, so we've got that. Now let me just do this here. I think this is something that will be very important to do. I will create a new thingy here. I'm going to create a new Safari window. Okay, yes, so you guys can see. Oh, okay, there it is, bogging down a little bit there. Let me minimize this here. Well, let me close that window. I'm now going to close Bridge. Again, because you get through this stuff here fairly quickly. Let's see here. I think we are good. Alrighty. So the next thing we want to do, we got this guy here. Okay, that's good. I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to just save this so this guy here can be out of the way while I continue to work on that page there. Oops. We'll pop him in there as well at the bottom. There we go. All right, so we have that. Hello, LQT, or LQT, I don't know. How you doing? You can go here. Okay, that's good. We don't want to work on that anymore for right now. Right now, we're going to just go Control S, and we'll be able to pop that stuff over as we go along. Alrighty, so we're going to close this layer here. I don't think we need that up. I will go back to this here. This is a huge, important sequence. This one and the one I showed before. Hello, Mark William Holden. How you doing? Good to see you. Pleasure to See you there. All right. Let's see here. And thank you all for popping in. If you're in for a minute, you're in for 2 minutes, you're in for 1 minute. That's all very, very dope. Very, very dope. I don't know if Rowena is watching today. Hello, Rowena. How you doing? Hello. Let's see here. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to... We need to open... Let's see if we can do this here. We're going to go here. We're going to go to a new window. I'm sure it's going to bog it down, but we're not going to worry about it for now. I'm going to go to YouTube. Okay, good. Now, see what this guy is doing here? That's what I want to do. This is Gary Vaynerchuk's setup. And Gary Vaynerchuk has published a comic, which sometimes makes me think I should do a comic, but there are parts of me, I have issues with floppies. I think floppies are very, very, I think they're very easy to damage. I like at least square bound books or hardcover books. Hardcover books are the absolute freaking best. That's just me saying that. All right, anyway, so we got this here. We're going to click again. We're going to go LinkedIn. Okay. We're going to click again here. We're going to go to Facebook. Okay, we're going to go again here. We're going to go to Blue Sky. Because I'm on all the Blue Sky app. There we go. There we go. Then we're going to do Twitter. I'll call it Twitter. I know some people call it Twitter X. I'll call it Twitter. Sign in here. There we go. All right, so we got Twitter. All right, so we got Twitter. Then we have, let's see, Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Even though I can't stream to Instagram, I can still post to Instagram. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. We got Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Threads. We should go with Threads as well. Threads, sure. And Threads can post to the other thingy there. All right, now, one of the things I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my channel. I'm going to go view my channel here. I'm going to go to my playlist. I have different playlists developing. My long forms will have another playlist as well. So let's go here. All right, it's bogging down a little bit, but that's okay. I think we're okay for now. We're gonna have to go through and do some systems maintenance eventually. All right, there we go. So we're gonna go here. There we go. Command C. All right, we're gonna stop this here. Now we're gonna go to create. We're gonna upload a video. We're gonna upload a video, baby. We're gonna upload a video. All right, now let's go to Hi John Kankara. All right, let's go to the today's episode here. It's taking up a little time searching for the file. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. There we go. Let's keep going up. All right, I think we're getting nearer today's episode, which will be right here. There we go. All righty. Bam. Episode 5. Okay. Here. And C. Command V. I tried to use Buffer. Buffer is pretty good, but they don't allow for. They have issues. And I love Buffer. Buffer is great, but I'm gonna have to get a kind of a automated utility that will allow me to stream at multiple channels all at once. Right now, it's nothing that I can see that kind of works for the moment. So that's processing that video. Let's just go here right quick and see if this is going to play. Yep, there we go. All right, now let's pick our right there. No, we're not going to do that. I wish with the auto-generated thumbnails that you had the ability to zoom in to your thumbnail and move it around. That would be so much easier if they could do that. That would be so much easier. It would make life much easier. But you know what? We got to stop complaining. Stop complaining. Stop your complaining. All right, let's go here. That's a little bit closer there. Go to full screen here. I'm going to go to Command Shift 3. So that is now saved there. So this will be my thumbnail for this particular guy. All right, let's go here. We're going to go to Upload File. We're going to go to our desktop, and there we go, right there. So that's our thumbnail for today's episode. Oh, it's too big. No worries. We'll just open it up, and we'll just open it up, baby. All right, that's a PNG 710. Open that up right there. All right, now we need to save this. Going to share. Nope. Going to save. Nope. To export. There we go. I'm going to export that as a JPEG. Right there. Very good. Now we can close that. All right, so JPEG here. So now we're going to click one more time, and we will go with our. Let's go to desktop again. Huh. That's weird. Cancel that. All right, JPEG. That's 2.2. So let's open this again here. We want this to be reduced. Export again. Want to go here, like right there. Whoops. All right, good. So we got that one there. 712. There we go. All right, so that's there. All right, so that's good. To make sure this is on the correct playlist, we're going to put that in Hi John Conqueror. We will go to next. I have not been adding end screens to my stuff. Hello, Real McCoy. Deborah Bailey, 346. How you guys doing there? My name is Tim Fielder. I'm a visual Afrofuturist and graphic novelist. And part of what I do here is every time I post an episode, I have to go through the process of getting to every episode. That's what it takes. All right, so we'll go to LinkedIn here. Click right there. Whoops, wrong one. Almost there. Go back to details. There we go. Command C. Then we go here. Command V. There we go. Click that. Go here. Drag and drop that guy there. So that one right there will be ready to go in a moment. Go back to Facebook. Gonna go what's on your mind. And go here again. All right, we're going to get rid of that. Now we're going to drag and drop this guy here and there as well. So that episode there is getting ready to go. I will tag myself. There he is. There's that guy. And I will go again with my good friend Walter Grayson, who is my writing partner on the graphic history of hip hop. Okay, let me see if I can write a Walter D. Nope, might not be able to do that, but don't worry, we're going to say done anyway. Black Comic Lords is already tagged in there. We want to see if that goes in there. That is good. All right, so we got that one. We got this one. We gonna go to Blue Sky, new post. There. Close this. Go here. Drag and drop. So I would rather do this, you know, with a app that automates everything. But you know, until that changes, we kind of like where we are going to be. Go here. At. Oh no, there we go. Right there, right one. Okay, we're good there. And close that off. We're gonna go here. Okay, that's loading in. Now Instagram. Here we're gonna go to post. We're gonna go here, drag and drop this Billy Goat right there. There we go. We'll go back to 16 by 9. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna select that right there. Boom. Payal. There we go. Episode 5. There we go. And you know, we're gonna leave threads alone because it posts automatically. There. So that's good. Now we're gonna go to share. Here, post. Here, post. Here, next. Then post. Alright, then here we're going to go to post. And here I'm going to copy this link because there's some stuff I want to share to. There we go. Go here, next, next, and then we will publish. So the latest episode of High John Conqueror just went up. So I feel good about that. Now we got that done there. I'm going to close this window because I don't think we need that up anymore. I'm going to leave that page. We're going to go here to our WhatsApp group. There we go. All right, I'm going to go here. Hey, hey, hey. Boom. Payal. There we go. All right, guys. Be right back. Got to take a quick 2-minute bathroom break. Or one break if I can pee fast enough. I'll be right back. Oh, my goodness. Ah. Ooh. Ah. coming back. Okay. Alright. Oh man. That's what happens when you work in a cramped studio, ladies and gentlemen. It's really crampy. Really crampy, but it's okay. It's alright. I got the little space heater going because it's been cold here the last few days. It was 20 degrees earlier. All right. So I kind of like the way that looks there. That's pretty good. All right. Now, I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to close this for right now because I don't want that open. This right here, I was pretty good. I discovered that right there a little bit. So we'll just go here. Now, I will say one thing, though. One of the things I had done, like I was talking about earlier, where I was talking about doing things. Let me open that back up there. All right, so I had talked about doing something where I would, and I think it'll be good for folks to see this. So, I was doing some work, and I've been using this program called Manus. Manus is really incredible. It's like ChatGPT, it's just from China, right? And, you know, I'm not a programmer. Not a programmer, will never be a programmer. My son's a programmer. My middle guy is a programmer. And you know, we're just in a different world now where initially if I ever wanted something done, I would have to if I ever wanted something done, I would have to how would I say? If I wanted anything ever done, I would have to pay a programmer, understandably so, to completely construct software, right? And it was pretty cool because I have one of my best friends is a fantastic he is a fantastic programmer. However, and I assume he knows it, but he's a great web designer, very clean design. You know, he built all of my sites since the early 2000s. He built my first website. You know, I love him, David. However, you know, technology has just completely disrupted everything. It's disrupting the way I work for sure. If I were completely in a service oriented position, meaning if I was providing a service for someone who did comics, I would be in big trouble now. But I'm not. What I'm doing is I am balancing my work between collaborating with people who are trying to do projects. I'm actually, you know, part of the construction of those projects and not just a hired gun. I'm a partner in a company, but also I am a person who works on, how should I put it? I have my own IP. And that gives me a little bit of flexibility that most people would not have. But at any rate, I won't go into the background of it, but last week I had put something together. It's pretty cool here. And I will go here to show you guys what it is. So Manus is a software, AI software program that allows you to go to a new window here. We'll go to Manus. And Manus is great. Manus is great. It basically works in such a way. What is this here? Oh, really? Okay, this is new. They just released a new upgrade. Oh my God. That just happened. That was not the case. That was not the case. Right? Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, we're all right. We won't worry about it for right now. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right, so check this out. So I need to animate a cartoon man walking. So watch this. So I did these drawings for a company that may or may not come to existence, but that's okay. So I started off with that, and I put this image here. See this image? So I did this last week when I was on my live stream. So I did this image. You guys saw me draw it. It's nothing magical about it. It's just, it is what it is. But then I said, animate the attached profile view of a cartoon man walking a dog. Pretty good. Got it. I'll animate your cartoon character in dog walking. Let me create that animation for you. All right, let me just play that one more time. Look at this. That's insane. Now, one of the reasons why this works, even though he kind of starts off a little because he's uncertain, but one of the reasons why this works is because the cartoon, the character was not drawn to be realistic. Very Wild Thornberrys kind of vibe happening to it, right? I didn't do that. Manus did that, just like ChatGPT can do it, the whole thing, right? So he kept going. So I asked it to do a little bit better. This is what it did. Oh, no, it's the same one. I'm sorry. I asked it to deliver it to me in different formats. Then, this time I said, now take this attached image and animate the character walking the dogs in place. So that's the still image. You guys may have seen this last week as well. Kept going. It gave me this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just be honest with ourselves. That is insane. It took one drawing. It's not perfect. It's kind of wonky. But for TV production, for basic storytelling, that is more than sufficient. That is more than sufficient. Right? So it kept going. Right? And I output it in different formats. MP, GIF animations, the whole thing. Right? Then I took 4 different drawings. You guys remember I did this one here. I did that one. I did this one. I did this one. And I did that one. So this was supposed to be winter, autumn or fall, summer, and spring. So spring, summer, fall, winter, right? And it's supposed to be about this character who is walking dogs, who's based on my son, who I love very much, right? That's the idea. And I asked it, now animate the following 4 dogs, images of dogs being walked by a man, dissolving from one sequence into the other in the same animation. Each image denotes the changing of seasons, spring, summer, fall, and winter, right? And it did it. It did each one. So here I wanted to walk cycle, but I wanted to stay in place, right? And keep in mind, you all see how I draw. I do detail, renderings, all that type of stuff. This, I wanted to keep it simple. I was not trying to make it complex. Kind of weird, but hey, what can I say? It's dope. Took some liberties with my drawing, but it did a great job. Look at this. Watch this one. That is absolutely insane. Now, I had put streaks in there of like, this is the original drawing here. I didn't know it was going to add all of the rain stuff there, but hey, it could detect that that was what was happening. Okay? Then we got this one here. We'll go to winter. Watch this one. All from one drawing. Is it perfect? No. Is it the greatest animation ever done? No. Is it telling a story? Absolutely. Based on my drawing. This is how one should use AI, particularly if they're a traditional artist, whether they work in traditional medium or whether they work digitally. This is how you use AI. You use AI by having your image, your drawing, be the prompt. Always the prompt. You should never use someone else's drawing as a prompt. You should only use your drawing as a prompt. And once it gives you back something, right, you'll add your own written prompt to enhance what it works with off of your prompt. And then once you get that, you download it and you continue painting. That's it. That's how you should use AI. AI is designed to make extraordinarily difficult stuff become doable. I worked for 10 years on an animated film I tried to do by myself. It damn near killed me. And I never finished the film because it was too difficult. I know a guy that does his own animated film. I was looking at his YouTube channel the other day. It takes him 4 years to do one animated film, which is pretty admirable. But who has 4 years to make an animated film? He does, apparently, and that's pretty good. But, man, wouldn't it be great if he could do it in 4 months or 4 weeks? That's the killer app. Now, I took all those and I said, combine those videos with dissolve transitions between the dissolving. So what? This is what it did. It did this. I don't care what anyone says. That's not a danger to me. This is not a danger to me. This liberates me. This allows me to work. Right? This allows me to work. This is a danger to every major animation studio in the world. Why? I don't need to go to Disney. I don't need to go. I mean, Blue Sky's not even around. I don't need to go to DreamWorks. I don't need to go to Pixar. Right? I can just do it myself. I can do it myself. And if I can do it, some black guy in New York City, trust me, you can do it. So this is what I'm telling you. The technology, AI, as it operates now, has tremendous ethical issues. We know that. That will get resolved one way or the other. Just like cars were dangerous, were running people over, people were dying in it until they started putting seat belts in it. Does it have ethical issues? Of course. But the technology is here, right? If you choose to use it, great. If you don't choose to use it, great. But if you choose to use it, try to use it as responsibly as you can. In that particular case, this is how I choose to use it. Right? It has put in my place the ability to be able to animate. And keep in mind, I try to do quasi-realistic drawings. This is just cartoony stuff. Right? Now, watch this. So I did a drawing of the head. Right? And this is where you really, I'm going to just swoop through this. I'm going to go through this one here like this. All right. I'm going to, hold on one second. I think my wife's trying to get in the front door here. Hang on. Oh, you got it. Then you come back. I didn't know. But no, you got in. I didn't know if you had before. You got in. So let me get back to streaming again. Sorry about that, guys. Had to check and see if my wife got in the front door. All right. Oh, now watch this. Now you might say, okay, well, do you have any control over this part? Well, let me show you here. So I asked it to animate this. This is the attached file. This is what it did. That's pretty good. I like that. I can live with that. That is workable for me. It gives me the ability to do my work. It can give you the ability to do your work. Look, the first time I encountered animation was in 1987. My friend Jean-Pierre Dillard lived around the corner from me, and they were literally painting on cells on acetate, clear plastic. And they were painting in reverse, so they would lay the ink on top. Well, they would then have the ink on the other side or something. It was weird. But I was like, this is for the birds. I'm not doing that. But then digital came along, and then you could draw digitally. You would paint digitally. So everything's done digitally now. No one paints on cells anymore. Why would you do that? That's where we are now with this. I just want to be able to do my drawings as the basic keyframes. That's what I want to do. Some people won't even do that. They won't even draw anything. They'll just write a prompt. That's it. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm importing my drawing into the program. I'm either telling it to animate just that drawing, or I do a series of keyframes. That's drawings with different motions here, and everything in between, the software in betweens it. Will it be perfect? No. But for right now, I'm going to tell you this software is getting better. No question of that. All right, so I wanted to take a moment to show that to you guys. And I would encourage anyone to don't be afraid of this technology. I know AI scares a lot of people. Hello, Nurse Tina. How you doing? I know this technology scares a lot of people, and I get it. I do get it. I understand. There's a lot to be fearful of. There will be disruption. There will be job loss, all that type of stuff. But for those folks who would like to keep their job, if there's one to keep, or to be able to consistently experience their sense of agency, I would highly, highly recommend you begin to embrace this technology to produce your own IPs. Use the technology to produce your IPs. Got it? And you do that so that you can cover yourself. Because the companies, they're going to cover themselves. Who's going to cover you? Use this tech to cover you. Got it? I didn't say it's fair. In fact, it's completely unfair. I didn't say it's fun. Well, it's more fun than having to paint all those damn cells. I know that amount. I'm saying use the technology to enhance your position. You still have to draw. You still have to color. You still have to paint. Use AI to augment what you do so that you can do large amounts of work with no discernible drop in quality. But you always want it to be based on your work. Got it? With that, I've shown you guys a little Manus. We've been online. It is now 7:39. We've been rocking here for about... How long have we been going here? Been going for an hour and 23 minutes, which is cool. Been going for an hour and 23 minutes on Tuesday, December 16th, 7:39. Have my sip of tea here. I'm a tea sipper. I'm going to close this here. You're going to get ready to close Bridge, because Bridge is a RAM intensive piece of software. It is there. All right, so let's go to Black Prince. There we go. And what we want to do is we're going to go to CMC. Nope. Click here. There we go. All right, now we're good. Now, one of the things I have to do here, because I have these things here kind of popped in, but one of the things I'm curious about, I wonder if this could be done. This might be a little weird, but I'm going to try to see something here. I doubt this will work. All right, I'm going to go here. All right, we're going to go to the layer, the last layer that's visible here. And I just want to see something here. I just want to see something. Like, ideally, what I would love to be able to do is to grab all these guys and do a batch import. That's what I'd like to do. All right, so we turn these off. Okay, good. All right, now we're going to turn these guys here off. All right, hang on. Getting there, getting there, getting there. We still got some images, layers visible. I think these guys here are them. These are them. Yes. Now let's check and see if we're okay. We're here. We need to go right about here. Okay, there we go. Right there. Okay, so if you look here, that's this one here. Now we're going to go here, and I'm going to take this, and I'm going to see if it's possible. No, won't drag and drop that. However, what it will do, let's see if it'll do this. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. Select this, going to go. Right click. I'm going to go copy. Nope. Would not do it. I thought it would. Hello, Point Pusher. How you doing? Well, actually, he's on Instagram, so he can't hear me. Oh, that's the mistake I made. I knew there was something I was missing. What mistake had I made? I was like, I've made some kind of mistake. And I get the mistake I made now. Doggone it. But that's okay. We can fix it now. Yo, what's up? Okay, whatever. Yeah. All right. Got it. All right. Let's just all right, let's go here. She's complaining about something. Have you guys been seeing these 3D images lately? It is absolutely insane. Anyway, from the Star Wars, they've been doing a lot of Star Wars, and this stuff looks like it's from the movies. It's kind of photoreal. It's insane. Anyway, so let's see here. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go here. Right there. We need to click that one open. So I did not post the previous episode. Now I'm gonna go here, command. We're gonna go here. Now we're gonna go to Instagram. Yes, I did drink milk. I'm sorry.
Make the mac and cheese ingredients. I told you I was making mac and cheese.
I didn't know how you did it. I'm sorry.
Shop and now I have to go back out and shop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've made a horrible, horrible mistake. I am so sorry. Let's see here. We gotta go. Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna go here. Gonna like here. Now we need to select this because I did not post this to TikTok. Let's do that now. We're going to go to TikTok. We're going to go to upload. We're going to select the piece of stuff that we're going to upload. We don't have to worry about that so much. Let's see here. We're going to go here. Back. Here. Right there. That's the one we want. Now we drag and drop this over here. There we go. So that goes in there. Now we will take this and we will go here. There we go. That looks to be pretty good. That is uploading. Scott Shaw, how you doing, Scott Shaw? Alright, going here. That's uploading. Okay, we got it. Now we're going to hit post. Post now. I try to post every day. I was a little bit off last week, but it's all good. Alrighty. So that's good there. We will close that up. Alright. So that is... Let's play this here. Okay, that was fun to do. All right, so we got that one there. We're good there. Love doing this work here. Okay, so we got that one done now out of the way. Now, let's go back to the Black Prince folder. There we go. Now, well, that's actually open here, so we're going to go here now. If I remember correctly, there we go. That one there. Now, the issue is, how can you batch import a number of files? Later. Import. Let's do a test here. Let's do a test. We're going to go here and get rid of that one. We're going to go here. We're going to go how to import layers as pages in Clip Studio Paint. Okay. To import, not export. To export, to export layers, separate pages, images, and clips. Use layers to file, which creates individual image files for each layers folder. Use file, okay, I want to how to import. Select export, special for layer comps. Choose layers to files. As a new numbered image file. As story pages. Let's try it here. Story pages in Clip Studio Paint. Now I know I'm not using Chat GPT or anything like that. Let's see here. Special export layer comp. Here we go. For multi-page, this is how to use. Let's go here. Let's check this out. Let's see what it says here. Where's the audio on this?
Take the next step in treating your moderate to severe ulcerative colitis with Entyvio, the only gut-focused treatment for UC that helps block inflammation in the gut and works.
You can do this in Fanzine, 3D preview for binding, and so on. But the one that I use is batch export because I'm just doing this as a JPEG so I can turn it into a CBZ file or maybe a PDF file. But actually, this is more for a CBZ file. So that's what I'm going to show you first. So let's do this, batch export.
Batch
Click on
export.
it. And it's basically just going to ask what file format do you want, and I want JPEG. And I'm just going to call it batch story all pages. And only main text. Actually, I want all pages. I don't know why it's only main text, but we want all pages to be exported. And that looks good. And if you want to pick where it's saved, I'm just going to put it in the same spot I've been putting everything for this course. Course stuff. Okay. And then click OK, and it'll give you the same dialog that we got with our individual page that lets you modify the quality. I'm going to change this to
100.
90.
90? Really?
And I'll leave everything else the same except prefer quality, and click OK.
Okay, so that's it.
And
So
it'll
now
take
you
a
got to
second as
import it.
Exports each file one at a time. I don't know if I created a separate folder, if it's just going to put them in. I think it's just going to dump them in. I probably should have done that a little more carefully and created a folder for them to land in, but it doesn't matter. It created the files, and they're right here, these 4 files. And we can look at them if we want. And there they are, our beautiful masterpiece. So, yeah, this is much faster than sending them one at a time. I think you'll agree. And later on, I'll show and read them all together.
Okay, so let's try this. We're going to right click here. All right, we're going to go back to here. I'm going to go right back here. Okay, good. Now we're going to turn on all of these layers here. And the reason why I'm turning these layers on here, because I want to be able to batch export just like the guy was doing there a moment ago. Whoops. Whoops. There we go. All right. So now I want to take let's go here. I'm going to go 17, I think. 14, 15, 16, 17. All right, we're going to go here. Whoops. We're going to go here all the way to here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to batch process. We want to go to file. Nope. All right, we're going to go open canvases, current canvases, edit, cut, paste. No, these are like actions in Photoshop. I can see that. I'm not going to worry about that. What we want to be able to do is to export these guys. All right, so that's a little weird. Special export. Time lapse import. All right, let's go to story. Oh, yes, I see. I see the way that's going to be. So if I go here, the thing I wish I could do here is to batch rename. Is there a way to batch rename? Batch process. Here we go. We're going to batch process. We're going to do a save as. And we're going to do a save as and close. Now we're going to hit OK. All right, we need to go into, yes, we're going to go into this folder here. Now we're going to hit this. I do not know what's going to happen here. Let's see here, come in. Oh, we need to save that as a JPEG. The JPEGs. Okay. All right, I'm a little bit confused with this here because what it's doing is not saving. It's doing it one at a time. But what I want to do is export. Oh, okay. Batch export. Here we go. We want to go all. We want to go to, we're going to export those as JPEGs. We're going to put that in BP breakdowns. All right. And go open. And yep. There we go. Now let's see. 100% is what we want. Prefer quality. Oops, for comic. Okay. All right, so I just did a batch export. Now we're going to go here to this folder here. All right, that's kind of weird. All right, let's go back here. Let's double click on this again. Okay, that didn't work that time. So let's try one more time here. We're going to go to special export. Okay, multiple pages. Batch export. All right, let's see here. All page range. So we only have one here. I wish there was a way to get all the layers, export layers as pages. All right, anyway, we're going to figure that out. Anyway, guys, it is now, we've been streaming now for 1 minute 42 seconds. I'm going to 1 hour, what are we talking about? Hour 42 seconds. And we're going to go for another 15 minutes or so, then we'll shut it down for the day. I generally try to stream for at least 2 hours. I would like to go early in the day, but lately it's been a little bit later, and I'm okay with that. You know, I'm all over the place, but I do what I got to do. This is pretty frustrating, though. I wish I could have figured out a way. All right. Export layers to files in Clip Studio. Export layers to exporting multiple layers. All right. I'm trying to figure out a way to export individual layers into a folder for animatics where I'm custom blah, 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 blah. The EX version has a function to load multiple layers one, but the Pro version does not. I have the EX version. Okay, how do you do it? Where is it? They didn't, did they? What is that? That's weird. All right, let's go back here because that didn't necessarily give me. To export layers as individual files that use the file special export layer comp. We don't want to do one at a time. We want to do export single layer. No. We want to do this one. Export layer comp. Okay. So let's go here. Going to go to multiple pages, special export. Ah, that's export layer comp. That's the one that's missing there. So what we're going to do here is going to do this. Select. Why don't they allow for that? That's weird. That's weird. That is weird, man. Should be able to get all that done. Okay. Should be able to export multiple pages. That's weird. So why is export layer comp not available? Special export for layer sets or file export single layer for one at a time. For automatic export of many layers, use file export multiple pages batch export. All right. File export multiple pages batch export. Let me try it again. File, multiple pages, batch export. Let's go to PNG. All right. And this is what it should be. So it should. Okay. Let's check in. Let's see here. Let's go here. Scale, form original data. It's all pages, right? Okay. So that should be the Truth One. How you doing there? Truth One. Luchor 9085. Hi. Good to see you. Output image. Export range. Okay. And I think what it's going to do, it didn't quite do it. It's going to have to do it one at a time. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about that right now, man, dude. We got to get that sorted out. At any rate. And it might just mean that I have to export it one at a time. I think that's kind of weird. Let's go here.
I like making my podcast. I don't like making short clips of my podcast. So the AI chooses the best clips.
Hey, what's up? This is Clip Studio Paint, and we have these 5 layers. Well, actually there are 4. So we have these 4 layers. If you wanted to export them individually to files, you'll have to do this. You'll have to isolate a first layer, and then you go to File, you go to Export, you go to PNG, and then you type the name of the layer, and then you press OK, and then you press Enter again, and then you press Enter, and then you have to repeat this step for all of the layers below. and that's not ideal. Unlike Photoshop, it's not as simple as Photoshop, but it get very simple. So if you follow the steps that are coming up in the video, you can just do this. So select the first layer and then you press Ctrl Alt Z, and this will just automatically copy the name and everything and save this thing to the source file. So where the main file is saved to, in this case this is the one. So we have this ink layer, and then you just repeat this for each layer. So you just press Ctrl Alt Z and then you press OK, and for the next layer you press Ctrl Alt Z and then you press OK again. Okay,
No.
yeah, so that's it. So what do we need to do this? So we need two files which are so link to them is in my description.
All right,
of
that's
course.
not helping. Batch export layers with layer comps. All right, let's go back here. Let's go here. That's from this year, 2025.
And I'm going to do that for the rest of my layers. Okay, to save this out, go into File, go down to Special Export, and Export Layer Comp.
How did you make that a layer comp?
Make
though?
sure that you change your export location here with this little folder icon to where you want it to go. Otherwise, you might lose your files. Make sure that if you have transparency, that you select PNG, and make sure that you give the file prefix something that makes sense. I like to leave the number panel.
let's-
You'll see that I've already recorded the shoulders and neck and the back of her hair. So I'm going to turn off this layer, and remember that the layer comp is going to record whatever is visible on your canvas. So I'm going to go over into this little button here and add a layer comp. So this is going to be a new one, and I'm going to make sure to name my layer. And then I'm going to save it by selecting Save Layer Comp.
All right, so let's pause that. I don't know if this is going to work. I think the idea of going through each of these files individually one at a time is maddening. I don't think I want to do that, but I will try this with the layer comps. I think it's crazy. I mean, in Photoshop, it's so much easier to do this. What is that? What is that, man? Let's go here. Okay. Selection from layer, convert layer. No. All right, let's go here. Yeah, I just do not see what is going on here. This is not. Layer comp. Yeah, guys, I have no idea what's going on here. I'm going to have to probably figure it out a little bit later, though. For right now, we will rock. I got a few more minutes here to go, so then we will close it down. That's pretty distressing here because I want to be able to just export my layers. In Photoshop, you just go to batch export and it just does it. However, this is why it helps to be able to know all these different things. We're going to go to save as. I'm going to save this as a Photoshop document. Sometimes you have to get your butt kicked to learn. All right, so that is now saved as a Photoshop file. Saving, 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 saving. Saving, 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 saving. Okay, we got it. I'm going to go here. So there's Black Prince breakdowns. I'm going to go here. Ah, yes. Woof. Sometimes you have to, this is where it helps to know more than one thing. We're going to go right here. We're going to select all the way up here. We're going to go to export. We're going to export to files. We're going to go to JPEG. Okay, good. I want the quality to be relatively high on that. Sure, why not? We'll go here and we're going to browse. We're going to put this in that folder there and we're going to go run. Run, Luke, run. And it's going to export all those layers. So when we go here, so I had to do it in Photoshop. Wait, hang on. Okay, did that work? That did not work. All right, let's do it like this. Right click. Oh, maybe it's doing it, but it's taking a second for it to. Oh, forgive me. It's doing it. It's just it took a second, man. What are y'all so impatient for? What are you so impatient for? Hey, I know. Anyway, so now these folders here are now importing differently. They're importing separately. Right? So they're all there. They're all pretty much in let's go to 17 here. Okay. All right, so that's good. So now we're going to do is click here. All right, now I'll be able to move these right here around myself, but I'm not going to worry about it for right now. So let's go here. Now we're going to go back to Clip Studio Paint. All right, we're going to go to our storyline here, and what we're going to do here is we're going to right click, and we're going to import pages, and those pages are going to be all of these guys here. We're going to go right. Let's make sure they're all imported. In fact, what we will do is we will go here and we will go from icons, we'll go to a list view, right? So we go into a list view like this. What happens is we can take the order in which we select everything, I think. Okay, these things here are still being made. That's what's happening. So let's give it a second here to save. Any rate. All right, so while that's saving, I'll just leave that alone for now. It is 8:13. We have another 4 minutes before it's time to shut it down for the day. One of the things that's become apparent to me, as I'll say this, is I'm going to start making long form videos from my lives. My lives are generally 1 to 2 hours. Sometimes it can go up to 4 hours. And with those, I should be able to use an app, maybe like Opus Clip, which in theory should be able to take that 2 hours and pick the most important moments out of that clip. And all I'm trying to do from that 1 to 4 hours is make a 10-minute long form video. I thought about it last night. But you know, the initial thought was, oh, you take your lives and you make shorts. Yeah, but I make shorts. Every time I go up with an episode of Hi John, that's a minute long. Went up with one just a few minutes ago. I'll go up one tomorrow, one after that, and we keep going. I'm not worried about that. But what I'm interested in doing is seeing if it might be possible to, I'm trying to see if it might be possible to take the idea, the notion of what I'm trying to do, and to import it to the notion of what I'm trying to do. I'm sorry, forget my train of thought here. What I'm thinking of is trying to do is to take Opus, which will make long form videos, which should get my valid view hours up, right? Because that's the thing I'm low on, right? The theory is the longer the videos, the more you can put ads and things like that, because that's frankly how the YouTube algorithm works, is how any of these algorithms work, the number of views. But Instagram, even though Instagram just came out with a new feature today, which is pretty interesting, but YouTube is the one that focuses on long form video. That's the big dog. That's the biggest broadcaster in the world, from my understanding. So my idea is to, okay, export to layers was successful. Okay, we're good there. All right, we're good and golden there. All right, we're gonna go by, let's sort by name, if we could. Can we sort by name? I don't know. All right, let's go to our bridge folder here. Okay, there we go. So everything looks to be kind of laid in there now, sort of. Now what we're gonna do here, go back here. Let's go to Black BP breakdowns. Okay, everything seems to be in there. So I'm gonna go to 17 here, and then we're gonna go all the way up to the top, all the way up to the tippity top. We're gonna go to here. Yep. And some of these might come in okay, some of these might not, but we ain't gonna worry about it right now, because the most important thing now is to get these guys in. Let's select this one. Okay, the rest of them I don't think are necessary. Go here, town charter. I think we are good. All right, now. All right, let me get rid of this. Wait, hold on. Okay, here. Then I'll go here, here. So what I'm doing now is I'm getting rid of the specific layers that clearly don't have any story to them. All right, boom. I delete those. We'll delete this. All right, now meaning all I want visible here is this stuff, the actual stories. So like that, I don't need that. So get rid of that one. Scroll through this. And this one here, we're gonna get rid of that one. Anything that doesn't have something on it, we're gonna get rid of it. Okay. All right, so now we're going to get rid of these guys because I don't think all right, and if we have anything missing, we'll be okay. But I gotta, this is something that's long overdue. Here, all right, that's the last one there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to go here, and then we're going to work our way all the way up to there. Yep. And delete those guys. We want the thing with the legislator. So I'm gonna go here and get rid of that. All right, we got that one. And this is a lot of layers that were kind of not completed, but that's okay. Here. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this one. And okay, we'll go with those. Yep. All right, hang on. So all I'm doing now is just getting rid of the layers that I know are not going to work. And then we'll have to sort them out manually, but as long as we can import what we have selected in a batch import, that is not so bad. So go here. There we go. Boom. Bam. Okay. I'll go there. Oh no. Okay, no. Hang on. I thought I had screwed up. Well, let's just hit delete before we screw up even more. There we go. There we go, man. There we go. Boom. All right. Now we gotta go here. Oops. And some of this stuff here. All right, so all I'm doing here really is just getting rid of when this did its batch export, it kind of exported everything, even the layers in the folders it exported, but that's all right. We're not going to worry about that because we can still use that. That's not bad. All right, now let's go. I mean, there's a lot of folders there that did not get cleaned up properly, but that's okay. 83. Get rid of that one. And we're going to go here. Okay. 8. All right, let's keep going. Keep going. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't quit, man. Don't quit. All right, we might be getting there. Just a momente. And these will be out of order for sure, but that's okay. At least being able to get them in is the most important thing. Okay, I think we'll be there in about 1 minute. I think we shall be there in about 1 minute. Okay, I will be finished in about 3 minutes. I've just been asked, when are you getting your butt off this screen? Yes, that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sent on the mission of the milk. The milk mission is what I'm going to do. It is how and what I am meant to do. We call it the milk mission. Milky Way mission. Okay, so that is relatively clean. Now what we will do, we'll cancel this one, and we will go back to Clip Studio Paint, and we're going to import batch. Whoa, hang on. Let's see, let's go here. Now we're going to go to Clip Studio Paint and go to Store. We're going to import pages. Here we go. And we're going to select everything from the top to the bottom. Oops. There. Yep, I almost made it. I'm going to go here. Some of these will be out of order, but I don't care if they're out of order. At least they'll be in the file. Okay, now we're going to hit open. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Okay, trim margin has not been set. The resolution in the page set is different from the project set. I don't care about that. All right. There we go. It took a while, but we got it. So we are where we need to do. So all we need to do here is just move these guys around. It took a second to figure that one out, but we made it through. And now I will just shift these guys around and make them make sense. And but this is good. This is good. We're going to save this file here. By the way, one of the things I'm doing here, just so you guys will know, I'm getting it so because I have not really been super organized in doing this work. But I it's now getting to the point where I can't wing my way through it. I have to become much more organized. So that's part of what I'm doing here. But the good thing is I can follow my breakdowns from my other elements and put everything in order, and it should be good. So this is about 2/3 of the way of the story. We got some more pages to do. We'll get those done. But yeah, what can I say? We have done it. All right. With that, I want to thank you guys so much for rocking with me as you normally do. And we're going to close out with a little of my own music here from High John Conqueror. I want to thank you guys so much.